Alright, Diablo players, it's now time to log in for a brand new event once it goes live. So, first off, let's go over the brand new update event that we are getting, which is going to be taking place from March 4th until March 11th. Now, this isn't your normal, goblin event here where it's just double goblins, right? Because we've seen that before. There's actually something kind of exciting to go ahead and check out. So there's going to be a total of 6 brand new goblin variants. I'm going to go ahead and go over them and kind of let you guys know which ones are the ones to basically look out for. And one of them is a 1 in a million chance is what they're saying. So this one may be super rare. So make sure you guys screenshot and see what you get off of it. But again, this event's going to be starting off on March 4th. So it's going to start at 10 a.m. and then also end at 10 a.m. on March 11th. So brand new goblins, and as you increase your worlds here, obviously you're going to get more. But this event over here is kind of going to be staying because these brand new goblins will be staying in the game. However, the increased goblin rate as well as the reputation track is not going to be forever. This is what this duration is going to be. So I want to show you guys all of the brand new goblins and kind of show you guys which ones to kind of look out for. So there is, first off, I'm going to call this one the green or the poison one here, the Odious Ector over here. So he's going to be dropping some crafting materials and obdusite when found in torment tiers. So this one's basically crafting material, but I really do like obdusite being able to drop from this. So now we don't have to specifically do nightmare dungeons or maybe some of those tributes. Technically, you can also get it in the barding system for the mercenaries, but for the most part, I think that being able to just farm the open world is great. Now we can go ahead and get this by not having to do nightmare dungeons if you are maybe burnt out of those, or if you just want to go ahead and progress in the open world, which I think is quite great, as getting all of your witchcraft powers up. Yeah, you can go ahead and get obdusite at the same time, which is great. This one over here, this one is the Gilded Baron. So for this one, it's just going to be a huge amount of gold. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys on this. Gold has gotten to the point in Diablo where you don't really use a lot of the gold in-game. Before, you would run out of resources here. But what this may do with some items is that we're going to get to the point where gold is almost like a stat that is not really something to consider when trading with items. It's already kind of a problem where people just they ask you for Cash App or PayPal if you go to the Diablo trade website. So I'm not sure what this is going to do for the long terms of game, because they said a tantalizing amount of gold. So at this point, again, expect prices to go through the roof for items if you're trying to buy them. So now I guess is a good time to go ahead and maybe purchase your items with gold before gold gets even more inflated with the way things are. So again, this one, I would say it's whatever. I mean, again, it's better if you just need the gold to go ahead and reroll, but there comes to a point where gold is not valuable anymore, and it's unrealistic for most players to get the billions and billions that you need to even buy anything. Now, next up, there is the Glittering Prim. So this one's actually quite great for those of you guys that are having problems with getting gem fragments and runes. I'm really looking to see what the drop rate on runes actually are for these. So again, this is the one that's going to be for gems, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have started to upgrade some of your witchcraft occult gems basically for the new season, and it takes so long to get those upgraded. So I think this one's going to be a very nice addition to the game, but specifically getting those runes to craft the mythics, it's going to be a little bit easier. So I think that this is going to be a very nice welcoming change, and I think this one is just overall great. Also, just in general for the gems, I think that there's kind of a bottleneck where a lot of times trying to get the very final tier of the gem, since it costs so much, it took too long, and I think hopefully this will kind of equalize it. You can also do Infernal Hordes to get gem fragments, but again, I would say that this is kind of a bottleneck, but specifically it needs to be dropping legendary runes, basically the ones Ohm and all the ones that people actually want, not getting some of the ones that, let's be real, no one really uses, right? So I think that just to give him some feedback over here as a Diablo partner, it'd be really cool if these at least guarantee one random legendary rune, at least at Torment 4, because again, getting some of the other smaller tier gems is something that where I'd say most people are just oh, I didn't get the one I want, and you need 6 copies to craft most of the mythics that you want anyway, so hopefully this will be a little bit better. Then next up we have the Curious Merle. So the Merle over here is as a distinctive purple one over here that will drop a bunch of Obols. And now, I'm gonna be real with you guys, Obols aren't really that great. In general, they have been nerfed in Season 7, but hopefully It's good sometimes maybe to get random aspects in the earlier stages, but it's specifically because if you don't get a greater affix on the roll, it's kind of just meh, right? A lot of times you get those things to drop and you're like, well, it's not a greater affix, so it's basically garbage. So I think one thing that would be really good with this update is if they maybe buffed Obols or even like lowered the amount that would drop, but you would get guaranteed greater affixes on specifically World Tier 4. I play this game and a lot, and I have like 5 characters right now that are max level, and a lot of my aspects still aren't maxed out, and I think that this would really help out if they did it with the Obols, or again, just guaranteed GAs on like, World Tier 4 would be kind of an overall nicer thing, maybe less loot, but again, Obols is like a meh thing. Now, we are also getting one of the famous things from Diablo 3, which is the Gelatinous one. So if you guys remember this goblin from Diablo 3, you would kill one and then it would spawn 2, and then you kill the small 2 ones and then spawn 2 additional ones. Now, I'm really curious to see how this goes, because if you guys remember in Diablo 3, this would cause the game legitimately to like lag out. So hopefully they can fix these things as Diablo goes through a lot of iterations where there's like, maybe something broken. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it'll work day one. It doesn't like lag the entire server because there's just too many little ones spawning. We'll see how many actually come up. But it says over here that the Gelatinous Cirrus drops 1 legendary item, which is like 1 legendary is like whatever, right? At this point, since we're in kind of the middle of the season here, it's not super exciting to get a legendary. I think it should have been guaranteed 1 greater affix over here, but it also says with an increased chance of dropping additional legendary items at higher torment tiers. It also says gold, boss stoning materials, and the chance of an elixir. Well, it's just a random elixir, but honestly, elixir crafting has gotten a lot better now, just because they've increased all of the drops in the game for the most part. Goblins, and just in general, the speed at which you are acquiring stuff is just a lot faster. So overall, I mean, this one's kind of exciting to see it because it just has a lot of little goblins come out. So I think this is more for excitement really than like actually good drops. But this one is kind of one of the coolest ones I think that they've made in terms of its design. It just multiplies. Then this is the one that is going to be the most sought after one. So this is going to be called, it says the fancy old Frederick. So this goblin is the stuff of legend, maybe even a myth. Now, what's interesting is I swear I've already seen this in the game, and in fact, you guys have maybe seen it in some of my build guides. I swear I've already seen this thing in the game. I've already killed this, but I think it might have been a bug, or it didn't drop the thing that it was supposed to drop. But it says if you manage to even spy a fancy old Frederick, seize the opportunity, for you may never get this. It's a 1 in a million chance again. So basically, what does it drop? This is the best one, by the way. Okay, obviously, because if it's the rarest one should be the best. But it says managing to kill a fancy old Frederick grants a mythic unique and a resplendent spark and earns you the bragging right. So maybe you get some achievement, that's my guess, or some title or something like that. But yeah, specifically getting not only a mythic, but also a spark. So they're making it a lot more accessible for the mythics, and I think that that is a good thing. There's sometimes people that still say, man, I have never gotten a mythic to drop, and the thing is that you really just got to do the tormented bosses. That's where I would recommend you guys to go. And then they also mentioned that these goblin variants will stay across all realms after the event has ended, but it says their increased numbers will not be around forever. So basically, how it should work is they more than likely increase the goblin in terms of the spawn rate, but all of the goblins will be staying forever. And I think that's a good thing. Diablo 4 needs as much new content that can be permanent as possible. And then even though there will be no end to the hunting of these foul miscreants. Anyways, there's also goblin ranks. This is another newer thing that they're doing for the event, which I think is cool. The more events that we have, we've been getting back-to-back events. We got the Mother's Blessing, we got the like lunar New Year's event, which was awesome. And then now we are also getting reputation. So there's not only the witchcraft reputation, but we have a goblin reputation to go ahead and farm now, which earns us great rewards. And then they say at the very end, you also get another spark. So again, I think this is a really great change to make it a lot more accessible for people to finally get like those 2 or 3 mythics that they really want for the build. Maybe they only got 1. So overall, that is really good. But we'll have to wait and see as far as the runes go. I think that that could be something to look at. Again, legendary runes specifically, because you need 6 of them. A lot of people feel like it's too hard. And if you go to the trade website, where gold right now is going to be already, it's pretty inflated, let's be honest here, where it's going to get maybe even worse. I mean, I don't know how much gold is a tantalizing amount, but my guess is if it's no gold, then this goblin is bad. But if it's also too much gold, then on the trade website, there comes to a point where like you can't even input the amount of gold that people want to buy stuff. So then they're just like, well, just give me Cash App or PayPal. Hopefully maybe one day Blizzard will add like a in-game trade system to the game. But since we're talking about mythics and they're going to be easier to get, I'm going to go ahead and link this video. I really recommend you guys check it out, going over some of the best mythics, because this is kind of what this Goblin event is mainly for, if you could find this one. I don't know how rare it is. They say 1 in a million, but I swear I've gotten this one so many times already. So it's more likely just the rarest one, or maybe the rate is going to be different. But let me know, guys, if you've seen this purple goblin, because like I said, I've already seen it in season 7, but it didn't drop me the mythic or the spark, so that's going to be a huge addition to the game. Anyways, that's going to wrap things up. Let me know your thoughts down below on this event, and do you plan to play if you're not playing, or what your thoughts are on this event. I think it's really great for more of the casuals, but for the people that have already played Diablo a lot, at least maybe now you can try to get more mythics. You can just keep on doing those random crafts, because it only costs 2 sparks. It does cost a lot of gold, but now that we have those gold goblins, that will help out. And then now my thought process is, okay, I can try to get some of those like 2 or 3 or even 4 GA mythic items, which is, let's be honest, it's quite rare. But if we have so many of these sparks now that we can go ahead and churn out, then maybe we can finally get them. But it's still a random one, which one you're going to be getting, so good luck. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn that bell if you want to see more Diablo content, and of course more games in the future. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.